Hello everyone, my name is Diksha and I am from the Bodhi Academy. Today I will be taking electrochemistry chapter from standard 12th, okay, which is one of the physical chemistry chapter. So let us start with this chapter, electrochemistry. Now what is electrochemistry? It is a study of production of electricity from energy released during spontaneous reactions and the use of electrical energy to bring about non-spontaneous reaction. Okay, now this this electrochemistry we will be studying about two types, okay, in which we will be producing the electricity, okay, from energy release, meaning from the chemical reaction energy, and in other way, meaning second type, we will be using the electrical energy to bring about the reaction. Okay, so you will understand, as we go through the reactions you will understand the same. Okay, now in this let us study first electrochemical cells. Now in 11th standard there was one chapter named redox reaction. So in that we have already seen how galvanic cell, the representation of the galvanic cell, in which there is anode, cathode, okay, that is zinc and copper, and then how the electron flow takes place, how the deposition or ions, how the ions are being exchanged. So everything we have seen. Again we will revise in this chapter. So this is the diagram of Daniell cell or galvanic cell that we call it. Now here what happens, I will explain it briefly. So we have two electrodes here, okay. Now these are beakers, okay, beakers containing, first beaker is having solution containing salt of zinc, that is zinc sulfate you can consider, and second is having solution containing salt of copper, so copper sulfate. Now what happens here, there are two electrodes put. In zinc sulfate we have zinc electrode, in copper sulfate we have copper electrode, and in between the two beakers there is a bridge which is connecting both of them, that is called as a salt bridge, okay, and through the electrodes you have connected a circuit. Now when we put the electrodes, okay, and when we start the reaction, what happens, there is a electron flow from the anode to the cathode, and current flow is opposite to the electron flow. Okay, so what will happen here, if you if you put everything and if you set up everything and start the reaction, then zinc being the anode, okay, zinc being the anode, or zinc which is having the tendency to lose electron when it is combined with copper, okay. So what will happen, the electrons from the zinc, okay, the electrons which are there from electrons from the zinc, they will move from this electrode to another electrode. Like I will show you all what reaction takes place here. So at anode there is one reaction, that is zinc loses its electrons, that is zinc is converted to zinc 2 plus 2 electron. That means zinc loses its electrons. How many electrons? It have tendency to lose 2 electrons. So zinc loses 2 electron and form zinc 2 plus, okay, that means zinc is having plus 2 charge now. So zinc loses its 2 electrons and forms zinc 2 plus ion with 2 electrons. So those 2 electrons which are lost by zinc will go from the anode towards the cathode, okay, through this circuit, and will deposit on the copper. Now what happens in this solution, okay, we have copper sulfate solution. So in that copper sulfate solution we have two types of ions, one is copper 2 plus, other is SO4 2 minus, okay. So here copper 2 plus means copper have lost 2 electrons and formed copper 2 plus here, so copper 2 plus ion is there. If this copper 2 plus ion gets electron from somewhere, it will accept them, or it will gain the electrons and will form copper, okay, stable copper. So that's why this copper will go here, okay, and here we have electrons from zinc which will come over here. So those electrons and this copper 2 plus, those electrons combine with this copper 2 plus and it will form copper, okay. So more copper is formed over here and electrons from zinc will move and they will come over the copper. Now what will happen, as you release the electrons from zinc and if they are accepted or they are combined with copper, all the copper 2 plus from the solution will combine with those electrons and form copper, okay, more and more copper. And here we have which solution, zinc sulfate, no? So we have Zn2 plus ion and sulfate ion, SO4 minus 2 minus. Okay, so what happens when you lose electron from zinc? There are more zinc 2 plus ions which are formed, which will come in the solution, because in solution we already have zinc 2 plus ion. So along with them we will have this ions, that is zinc 2 plus ions, which are formed after losing the electron. So those ions will combine in this solution, and we have excess of zinc 2 plus ion in this beaker, and we have excess of SO4 2 minus ion in second beaker. Now what will happen, since they have excess of positive charge on one side and excess of negative charge other side, there will be no balance which will remain between this. Okay, and at one point will come, at that point the reaction will stop. So what, for to solve this problem, what we have to do? Okay, so to solve this problem we have put salt bridge here. Okay, so after putting salt bridge, what happens now? This salt bridge contains salts like KCl. Okay, so KCl, if you put salt, okay, and along with that we have agar-agar gel or solution, in order to make the electron flow easier. Okay, so here if you put this salt bridge, what happens? First of all, what is the advantage of salt bridge? It will complete the cell circuit. Okay, complete the cell circuit means we have electrodes from here to here, so reaction is not, we cannot see the reaction completely which takes place here. So since you put salt bridge, we can see, if you go from here, okay, left side to the right side, then again you can come from the salt bridge of the right side towards left side. So it completes the cell circuit when you put the salt bridge. Second and most important, the ions which were excess in both the cases, in first it is zinc 2 plus, in second it was SO4 2 minus. So the ions which were excess in both the cases, they will be neutralized by this salt, ions from this salt. So we have K plus and Cl minus. So the charge which, the beaker in which there is an excess of negative charge, positive ion will go over there to neutralize it, and the side where there is excess of positive charge, negative ion will go there and neutralize it. So this is how the problem is solved. So these are the two main functions of salt bridge. Now next we will see, if an external opposite potential is applied in a galvanic cell. External potential means what? If we have, we will have the particular potential of this galvanic cell, that is, after calculating we get it as 1.1 volt. And how we calculate that? We calculate it using this formula: E naught of cell is equal to E naught of cathode minus E naught of anode. Okay, this is a formula. So E naught of cathode. Cathode is what here? Here copper we have as a cathode, and anode is zinc. So from the table, or mostly they give the E naught values of the ions. So cathode is copper. So copper, E naught of copper is, or E naught value of copper is 0.34. Okay, and E naught value of zinc is minus 0.76, which will be given to you all, or you can refer in the textbook in your table. In that table, so 0.34 minus E naught of anode is minus 0.76. So this will give us value 1.1 volt, and that is the electrode potential of galvanic cell. Now here, first case we will see when E external means what? External electrode potential that we apply, or external potential that we apply, will be less than the potential of the galvanic cell. So in this case, what will happen? Since the external potential is low, okay, the reaction will take place as it is, meaning the reaction, the flow of electron will be same, and current will be also same, since the external potential is less. Okay, reaction will happen that way only, meaning the way it was happening before. When external potential is equal to the potential of galvanic cell, that is E external is equal to 1.1 volt, then what will happen here? No flow of electrons or no flow of current will take place, and so there is no chemical reaction. Now when you will see this case, when external potential is equal to the 1.1 volt, that is the value of this cell. Okay, so no reaction will take place. And third case, when external potential is more than 1.1 volt, that is a galvanic cell potential. So when external potential is more than 1.1 volt, then you all can see that zinc here we have this is a, yeah, so here what will happen, now this will act as a cathode and this will act as a anode. Okay, opposite things will happen. Okay, actually this is anode, see, in first case this is anode, this is cathode, right? But when the external potential is more than your actual potential of the cell, electrons will flow opposite to the current, meaning current and electron, they will flow opposite, like the direction will be exactly opposite to that of the direction when external potential was less than 1.1 volt. So you all can see here current is going in right direction, electrons are going in left direction, whereas in first case electrons are going in right direction, current is going in left direction. So here we can see now electrons flow from copper to zinc. Actually electrons should flow from zinc to copper normally, but when the external potential is more, electrons flow from copper to zinc, and zinc is deposited at the zinc electrode and copper dissolves at the copper electrode. Okay, so this is the thing that happens when you increase the potential. Okay, now about galvanic cell we will discuss few things. Now this is a reaction which is of galvanic cell wherein zinc combines with copper or copper ions to give zinc 2 plus, that is zinc ion plus copper. Okay, now in this is a overall reaction from which we can write the half reactions, okay, of both, that is reduction half, oxidation half. Now since we know zinc is losing electron, now the one who loses electron is uh, it's said to be oxidized, or the oxidation reaction takes place in that electrode. Okay, so since zinc loses electron, it is called as oxidation half reaction, wherein zinc loses its 2 electrons to form zinc 2 plus and copper gains 2 electron to form copper. So when copper gains electron, or the species which gains electron, it is called as reduction half reaction, or that reaction is called as reduction half reaction. Okay, and this cells, okay, in which oxidation half reaction, reduction half reaction occurs, they are called as a half cells or redox couples. Okay, now we already seen the potential difference, but still we will discuss here. Now what is potential difference? It develops between the electrode and electrolyte, which is called as electrode potential, meaning the potential which develops in the reaction between the electrode and electrolyte, and that is called as the electrode potential. Electrolyte is the species which you put in that. Okay, and when it is when the concentration is unity means 1 molar, then it is called as a standard electrode potential. That means we are carrying out under standard condition, that is called as standard electrode potential, and based on this we have table, okay, values of standard electrode potential. This is the table in which all the standard electrode potential values of elements are given, okay, which will be useful while solving the problems. Okay, but they give the values. Okay, so no need to worry about that. Then next is how to find E naught of cell. That we have already seen. E naught of cell or E of cell is equal to E of right minus E of left. E of right means specially where we have cathode and E of left is anode. So if we consider this particular reaction, copper and silver, then copper loses electron. We can see copper to copper 2 plus, no? So copper loses electron and silver gains electron. So cathode will be silver here, anode will be copper, because copper loses electron. So anode at anode what will happen? Oxidation. At cathode what will happen? Reduction. So copper loses 2 electrons to give it to silver. So silver gains those 2 electrons and form silver in solid state, okay, stable. Now it has been seen that some of this leads to overall reaction in the cell, and silver electrode acts as a cathode and copper as a anode. So we can write E naught of cell or E of cell as E of right minus E of left. So E of right is what? Now for one more thing you need to know here, how to represent the cell. Okay, so if I have this particular reaction, copper silver, copper plus silver ion gives copper 2 plus 2 Ag, that is copper is losing electron. So we can show it this way, copper loses electron to form copper plus, and this is salt bridge which is shown by this 2 lines, and then um, next is silver. Silver is having this charge, so silver is gaining electron to form silver. Now while representing the cell, no need to write their coefficients over here, okay, like how we how we write the coefficient while writing the reaction. So no need to write the coefficient while representing the cell. So this is the now this cell represents our galvanic cell of that particular reaction, and this is Cu plus, Cu2 Cu2 plus is undergoing oxidation, and this is undergoing reduction. Okay, so E naught of cell will be in this case cathode minus anode. So E of right means right is Ag plus, so E of Ag plus to Ag gives minus E of Cu2 plus to Cu. So this will give us the value of E naught of cell. Now next is measurement of electrode potential. So here we will be studying about the standard hydrogen electrode, which is a hydrogen electrode which is taken as a reference electrode, okay, or so we will see what is the use of this electrode. Now potential of individual half cell cannot be measured, okay, like if you now here in galvanic cell we have to take two beakers, right, two beakers with two electrodes, and that's how we are calculating the values. But if you want to take just zinc electrode and want to calculate its values, it's not possible, okay, but it is possible using this particular electrode, which is standard hydrogen electrode. So what we do here, now here according to convention, half cell called standard hydrogen electrode represented by platinum H2H plus. Platinum is the is used over here, okay, platinum, finely divided platinum coated on platinum foil. Now since platinum is inert, it will not react, that's why it is used. So here what happens, H plus ion gains electron, okay, to form H2, that is H2 molecule. So this SHE, that is standard hydrogen electrode, consists of a platinum electrode, and electrode is dipped in acidic solution and pure hydrogen gas is bubbled. So when you dip the electrode, okay, in solution, the hydrogen gas is bubbled, and the electrode is dipped and hydrogen gas is bubbled. The concentration of both the reduced and oxidized form of hydrogen is maintained at unity, meaning concentration is maintained at unity, that means it is 1 molar, okay. So that's why we can take here concentration as 1 molar. Now here at 298 Kelvin, that is at standard condition, we will have E naught of cell. E naught of cell is equal to E of right minus E of left. So E naught will be equal to what? E naught of right. Now right, any electrode you can take, and left is what? Our hydrogen electrode which is there. Now its reduction potential or potential is 0, because since it is a reference electrode and having 1 molar concentration, the electrode potential is 0. So if you consider this particular cell, okay, that is platinum H2, H plus, and copper 2 plus and copper. So here what is happening, copper is gaining electron to form copper, and here hydrogen is losing electron, okay. So what will happen, that's why hydrogen is kept at left hand side and copper is placed at right hand side, okay. So similarly we can measure the EMF of cell, that is this cell H2 and H plus and zinc 2 plus and zinc. So here zinc 2 plus, zinc is now here losing electron and hydrogen is gaining electron. So positive value of standard electrode potential is the first case, indicates that copper gets reduced more easily than H plus ion, and reverse process cannot occur. That means hydrogen ions cannot oxidize copper. But in other case, okay, we can see that negative value of standard electrode potential in the second case indicates hydrogen ions can oxidize zinc. Okay, that means hydrogen can oxidize zinc, but zinc cannot oxidize hydrogen. Okay, similar way, copper can oxidize hydrogen, but hydrogen cannot oxidize copper. Okay, so this is the statement we can see here. Now left electrode which is having zinc, we can show zinc loses electron, which gives 2 electron, and copper gains electron, that to form copper. So overall reaction is zinc plus copper 2 plus gives zinc 2 plus copper. So E naught of cell, that is E naught of cell, EMF of cell at standard condition is equal to E naught of R, that is E naught of cathode minus E naught of anode, and values when you put, you get this as the answer, 1.1 volt. Okay. Next, very important here is Nernst equation. Okay, Nernst equation involves calculating EMF of cell. Okay, so we have assumed that Mn plus means what? Ion, metallic ion. When it gains electron, it forms metal, right? So E of Mn plus or M, meaning the when it undergoes this reduction, okay, so we can write the value of using formula as E naught of that metal minus RT by NF natural log of N plus. Okay, so this is how we can write, but concentration of solid M is taken as unity. Now since one of meaning the metal is in solid state, its concentration does not change, so that's why we have to take it as unity, that is 1. And then other constant, that is RT. R is a gas constant, T is temperature, F is Faraday's constant, and N is the number of moles, number of ions here. Okay, so using this table we understand that the order of the reducing and increasing strength. So as you go down the group, no, you can see increase in the strength of reducing agent, and as you go from down to top like this, the order of increasing strength of oxidizing agent, you can see. That means I can conclude that the strength of oxidizing agent decreases down the table, and strength of reducing agent increases down the table. Okay, so that means if I take any example over here, okay, zinc can reduce lead, okay, because zinc has more reducing strength, so it can reduce lead. Or I can say lithium can reduce all the elements which are there above lithium. So K plus also can reduce all the elements which are there above K plus, that is calcium, sodium. Okay, but if I consider this Mg plus, okay, and K plus, then Mg plus 2 magnesium ion will not be able to reduce K plus ion, okay, but magnesium ion will be able to oxidize K plus ion. Okay, so that is how you have to remember. So in exam you have this equation, that is Nernst equation, which is very important, and you have to solve sums on this also. So in E of cell, now Nernst equation equation is given by this. E of cell is equal to, E of cell means EMF of cell. EMF of cell is equal to E naught of cell minus RT by 2F natural log zinc plus 2 copper 2 plus concentrations. Okay, so here when you further calculate it or further simplify it, we get the equation as this, that is E of cell is equal to E naught of cell minus 0.059 by 2. Now this equation is in terms of Daniell cell, okay, because in Daniell cell we have N is equal to 2. Now what is N? N is the number of electrons. So now N is equal to 2 we have in case of Daniell cell. And log of zinc 2 plus. Now zinc 2 plus means what? The one who is undergoing oxidation, that ion you have to take, and the one who is undergoing reduction, that you have to take down at denominator. So zinc 2 plus is zinc is undergoing oxidation, so zinc 2 plus, and copper is undergoing reduction, so it is Cu2 plus. You have to take down concentration of both the ions, you have to put here. So if I take this example, nickel and silver, then the equation will be what? E of cell is equal to E naught of cell minus RT by 2F. Here the 2 ions are being exchanged, okay, so 2 plus, and here silver only 1 ion is there, but since nickel can give 2 ions, silver have to take those 2 ions, so that's why here we are, how many silver we are taking? 2 silver ions, okay, that's why we have to put 2 over here, and then also 2 to balance, okay. So that's how we are getting 2 here. So by in place of this RT by 2F, we can also write it as 0.059 by 2, okay, it's the same thing. Then here natural log will not come, here log will come. If you take direct 0.059, here log will come, and concentration of Ni 2 plus to concentration of Ag plus and raised to 2. Now why we are taking raised to 2? Because 2 is the coefficient that we have used here, so that 2 will come here at the power. Since nickel is not having any coefficient, no power, meaning the no value will come at power over here. Okay, so for general reaction we have the equation E of cell is equal to E naught of cell minus RT by NF ln C raised to C, D raised to D, A raised to A upon B raised to B. Or I can write here the equation for E of cell here. E of cell is equal to E naught of cell minus 0.059 by N log of product concentration upon reactant concentration. This is general formula that we use. Okay, if you consider this problem, okay, let us discuss this. Magnesium plus 2 silver ions gives Mg plus 2 plus 2Ag. Now calculate its E cell if E naught of cell is 3.17 volt. So we will use this formula. E of cell is equal to E naught of cell minus RT by 2F ln Mg plus 2 to Ag plus 2, Ag plus raised to 2. So here E naught of cell it's already given directly 3.17 volt minus 0.059 by 2. Why 2? Because there are two ions which are exchanged. Log of concentration of the product. Okay, here you can see product is what? Mg plus 2. Mg plus 2 is here. See, Mg plus 2 concentration is 0.130 and concentration of silver. Now left, the one who is left is silver. Silver ion will be 0.001 now raised to 2, which will give us 3.17 volt minus 0.21 volt, which will be 2.96 volt. Next equation also will be which is important in exam point of view. Okay, so we will see that equilibrium constant from Nernst equation. So this is derived from Nernst equation only. Okay, so equilibrium constant means what? We already studied in previous year that equilibrium constant is given by this value Kc. Okay, so equilibrium constant, that is concentration of product by concentration of reactant, is given by Kc. So how we will denote, how we will write the equation for Kc in terms of E naught of cell, so that we will see. So E naught of cell is equal to 0.059 by 2. Okay, in terms of Daniell cell or galvanic cell. But if you take this equation log Kc, that is equilibrium constant, then we can write this in general as log Kc is equal to log Kc will be equal to E naught of cell into N divided by 0.059. So this is a general equation to find log Kc. Now you can now if they ask to find log Kc, they will give these values E naught of cell and N. You have to put the values. N value will not be directly given. You have to see it. You have to write it by looking at the reaction, how many ions are exchanged. Then if they ask to find just log Kc, then you have to calculate it, and whatever answer you get, that will be your log Kc. But if they ask about just Kc, okay, if they ask just Kc, then whatever value we get here, suppose we get X value over here after calculating, so we have to do, we have to take NT log of that X to get the Kc value. Okay, so this is the formula. One more formula also is there to find Kc, which is this. Okay, but this you have to solve every constant over here. Okay, so better you have to use this formula. Okay, which will give us same results, both the formulas, but this will be more simpler because here we have directly calculated the constant values and put 0.059 and E naught of cell into N. Okay, now next important equation is of Gibbs energy. So we will see this equation, electrochemical cell and Gibbs energy of the reaction. Now we already know that the free energy, okay, Gibbs energy of the reaction is the free energy. So electric work done in 1 second equal to electric potential multiplied by total charge passed. So what is the equation of Gibbs energy? So if you have galvanic cell or Daniell cell, then equation is given by delta Rg. Delta Rg means what? It is a Gibbs free energy. Okay, so change in Gibbs free energy. when we just write delta Rg, it is a change in Gibbs energy, but when we write delta Rg naught, it will be under standard condition. So we have the equation delta Rg naught is equal to minus NF E naught of cell. This is very important equation. Okay, N is what? Number of ions exchanged, F is Faraday's constant, and E naught of cell is directly given. A reaction is given. Then just delta Rg, you just have to remove the naught, or don't put naught over here, then it is delta Rg. And when we put naught over here, it is under standard condition. Most problems are asked on these questions. Okay, delta Rg naught. Okay, let us take this example. Standard electrode potential for Daniell cell is 1.1 volt. Calculate the standard Gibbs energy for the reaction. So delta Rg naught is given by minus NF E naught of cell. So minus N. Now here how many ions are exchanged? 2. Then F is directly given 96487, and E naught of cell is also given 1.1. So we have to multiply all of them. Then negative sign also you have to write. The answer which you will get will be in joules. Joules per mole. Okay, so joules per mole will be answer, and that you have to convert in kilojoules by shifting the 3 points. Okay. Okay. So this is the half part of this chapter, that is electrochemistry. The other half part we will see during the next part of this video. Okay, so you all can refer and you all can solve some problems based on these concepts. Okay, so I will cover the chapter in next part. Thank you.